The request of this guy was pretty easy. I want a biomechanical arm sleeve and just do whatever you want. Just I like Jesse Levitt and another tattooer that I don't remember the name, and I want a sort of spine in my inner forearm. That was everything. Then after that, he started sending me images and images and images, a lot of images. And the strange thing is that no one of those images was either from Jesse Levitt or another tattoo artist. So I was a little bit confused. Of course, I didn't want to recreate the style of someone else. I just used some of their works just to see how they work, just some reference, of course, but just to satisfy my client. But of course, I did something completely personal. And I remember he wanted also a skull. And basically, in his mind, this full arm sleeve had to be some kind of tribute to Giger. And it's strange because, anyway, it gave me a lot of freedom in my work. So that was enough for me. So I started everything from the inside arm, forearm, from the spine, and oh yeah, and I remember another thing that he wanted an eye in the inner elbow. So okay, that's all. So I started from those two ideas. In the upper left corner you can see something blurry because while I'm working sometimes I listen to videos on YouTube or wherever, and so just for privacy, also to avoid I don't know anything about copyright and anything something like that, and anyway it doesn't have anything to do with my video. Anyway, here you can see I just opened an image from Jesse Levitt, great tattoo, but I just forgot immediately it was there. But I don't know, probably I was looking at that with my peripheral view. I just had a few touches, but well, I didn't copy. It's just to have it there, just because I know that my client like that kind of style. So I wanted to give them something that of course is mine, but can have also something that I don't say it's linked to Jesse Levitt works, but I don't know, some sort of I don't know, flow. Anyway, it was there. I did my stuff and I don't care too much. So it was very, very great working on this project. I had a lot of fun, also a lot of thinking and rethinking. And while I was working, I remember the inner arm, I wasn't very satisfied. Then I went to sleep, and when I woke up, I looked at the structure on the external arm and I said, wow, that's pretty cool. So I decided to duplicate that part of the tattoo and use it also in the inside, because it creates a perfect structure to link the eye and the start of that sort of spine in the inside forearm. There you can see I studied a structure also for that kind of another spine in the external part of the arm. And there was also this idea, he wanted a woman in the back of his forearm. I didn't really like the idea, but of course I tried to make him happy. Oh, here you can see I just had the idea of using that kind of structure that was used in Clockwork Orange for the eye, and I think it's a nice touch. Anyway, back to the woman I didn't like the idea of the face of a woman, and I don't know. I think it's so overused. I don't know. I've seen it so many times. So, but anyway, he liked the idea, and so I said, okay. Here you can see I'm using a lot of 3D just to be sure how it works on the arm, because when you work on something flat, sometimes when you apply on the arm, maybe you see that there's a lot of stuff that maybe is not working. So, and here you can see is the morning after, when I decided to use the external part of the arm and replicate it in the inside arm. Of course, not exactly the same. I tried to give it that kind of dirty look that many of Giger works have. It's not just dirty, it's organic, that kind of structure that made of bones, metal, and liquid, and all sort of stuff. I had on my desk also a couple of books from Giger, just because if it has to be a tribute, of course it's my way of giving tribute to Giger, even if it's okay, it's for the client, but basically I'm the one that is working, so it's my tribute. So I tried to get a lot of inspiration, but here you can see I tried to make the woman more xenomorph, like Giger. I took off the nose, but later on he told me, and if you don't like the woman, what about a monster? And I had this idea. At first was the idea of a mouth, then a monster, then something else, and then I came up with this idea like what if since the space where I have to work is really small, what if it's a sort of membrane, like a little monster that is still a baby, that is cracking the membrane, trying to escape, is just burning. So I just tried. I didn't say anything to my client. I just, sometimes it's the best way to work is just don't say anything, just do it and show it when it's ready. So I decided to do this version, and he loved it. So, well, I'm pretty happy too, because it's a nice touch. But I was obsessed about the idea of giving it a realistic impact. I wanted to, I don't know, you have to look at and have immediately the idea that there is this kind of tentacle that is breaking the membrane and coming out. So this was the first version and was pretty cool already. But after that I decided it wasn't enough. When I declared the design finished, he liked it, he loved it, he loved how it moves on the arm, on the 3D arm, perhaps because of course it's not yet started the tattoo. And so I decided to redesign that part again and again, and of course I added during the process also some stuff here and there, like a lot of eyes, little eyes here and there, because I don't know, this was an idea, I liked it, and I placed some eye here and there. That's all. I don't even know how to explain, because it's a sort of the biomechanical stuff is always so inspirational, so it gives you a lot of freedom, but at the same time you need to have a lot of classical knowledge of the art, of the 3D perspective, lights and so on. So it's pretty difficult to explain something that is so linked to something that must be real and at the same time is so abstract. I think I don't know, that's probably why I love it, because in my opinion, the biomechanical stuff, the biomechanical tattoos and heart and so on, but especially tattoo, when a lot of people are always asking what does it mean, what is the meaning behind this tattoo and whatever. Well, we are human beings. We are so complex. We have so many things around us in our mind, ideas and so on and so forth, so that a biomechanical tattoo can represent all that mess that we have in our mind, in our soul, and so on and so forth. We are not just this little meaning of... But anyway, back to the tattoo. This is the second version of the little monster. I wanted to give it a realistic look, and so I thought about let me see something else, just to see how can I make it real. So I checked this octopus inside a jar. Then I took a tentacle from Jesse Levitt. You just see it, but it wasn't helping. And so I just had this memory of this snake that was moving in vertical, and it created this kind of waves. So using just my mind, because I didn't find that old picture, I just changed, and probably I will change it even before we start tattooing. Probably I will go over that design another time, just to make it more realistic. I think that is the most important part of my work. Anyway, I'm really satisfied of this work, and I'm looking forward to tattoo it. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed the video, and in a few moments you will see the mockup in 3D. So subscribe the channel, click the bell, and see you the next time. Bye bye, and thank you.